I've been walking with Jesus for 52 years. I've never seen God's back. I have been an idiot. I have been a sinner. I have been faithless. I have been an idolater. I've been unkind. Let me tell you how he disciplined me and was faithful, and he was holy, and he was pure, and he was good. I just have more rocks because I've lived longer. And I think sometimes to have a discipler or a mentor who will say, he's got you. He's got you because he carried me in a season when I couldn't walk.
Y'all are older than me, and so I think that you have an encouragement that I can't offer, which is when I've spoken into spaces about the need for older women to teach the younger, which Titus 2 says. What I've heard is that many older women feel incompetent in their ability to serve younger women. How do you encourage them to know that you don't have to be cool nor perfect to serve?
Or be able to exegete Greek or Hebrew.
Right. Like, what is the advice there?
Years ago, and Laurie will say something wiser because she's sweeter than me, but years ago, a woman that Nicole and I used to get to do ministry with on the road, she said, Lisa, women aren't interested in where you got it right. They're interested in where you got it wrong, and God redeemed your story.
That's right.
So I'd say the biggest issue is that, to not think you're the role model. It's Jesus is the role model.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. I think the best thing we can do is just to testify of the goodness of God. You know, there's things that happened 30 years ago that I didn't understand for 30 years, and maybe I just got last week. You know, but I think the older you get, the more I have experienced the faithfulness of God, that he does come through every time in a way that he knows, that he purposes, that I might have never understood the hard things in life that I didn't know or why that was happening to me. But God knew, and God took care. And now I can look back on the history of just trusting, even when I failed, even when it felt like a failure. And I can tell you about the goodness of God. And that's kind of all of our stories. That's what Better Together that was what that was birthed out of. I wanted to get my friends, the ones who just, y'all have such beautiful gifts, and to mentor people, the older and the younger, you know, and if they don't have a place to go, if you are locked up, if you are whatever your circumstances, and you could tune in and get Jada speaking into your life, and discipling Lisa and you and Nicole, and you know, and hear a voice that would speak to your heart, you know, and resonate and help guide people that just don't know what to do right now.
That's right.
There's a lot of that. People are, I think, even coming through what we have in the last year and a half, 2 years, they're just traumatized. There's a lot of traumatized
And
people.
tired.
There's a lot of people that need some therapy, and that's what this right here is all about. And that's what this right here is about, you know, and just telling them, maybe we didn't do right, but this is how God covered me. This is his grace that empowered me. And this is the season that he got me through, even in times when I didn't get it.
I want to introduce you to an amazing organization that Matt and I just love. It's called Mercy Ships. They're the largest floating civilian hospital in the world, staffed by generous doctors and nurses who donate their time to bring life-saving medical care to those who otherwise would not be able to receive treatment. Their newest ship, the Global Mercy, is joining their fleet, creating urgent need for more volunteers. You don't have to be a doctor or a nurse to serve. There are many other positions on the ship that are desperately needed, including cooks, cleaning teams, and more. It's easy to get involved. Just visit mercyships.org for more information.
Y'all know in Joshua 2 where, you know, at the beginning of the wilderness wanderings, God said, just sit on the banks You don't have to do anything. Quit being so loud. Just watch me do it. Then he spends all that time with them, and they get to the Jordan, and it's at flood stage. And he says, this time you don't just observe the miracle, you have to participate in it. And they had to get their feet wet. And then he dried up the Jordan. And when they walked through on dry land, you remember he said, take the stones from the Jordan and make this Ebenezer, make this stone memorial. So in the future, when your kids say, what did Yahweh do for you? You can go, let me tell you about the seas he's dried up in my life. As an older Christ follower, here's what I bring to the table. I have more rocks. Because I can go, let me tell you, I've been walking with Jesus for 52 years. I've never seen God's back. I have been an idiot. I have been a sinner. I have been faithless. I have been an idolater. I've been unkind. Let me tell you how he disciplined me and was faithful, and he was holy, and he was pure, and he was good. I just have more rocks because I've lived longer. And I think sometimes to have a discipler or a mentor who will say, he's got you. He's got you because he carried me in a season when I couldn't walk.
To Jackie's question about how to encourage women, there has to be a valuing of your story, right? If you don't see your story as valuable and divine, valleys and victories, that God allowed or approved various things in your story, you don't see it as necessary to share. And so, when you look at the end of Luke and then the beginning of Acts, both authored by Luke, and you see these parallels with Jesus is talking about the Holy Spirit and Jerusalem, what you're doing. And one, he's like, I want you to go make disciples. Right. Then in Acts, he says, I want you to be my witnesses, because that's really what it is. Right. I don't need you to be a lawyer. I don't need you to argue for me. I just need you to testify. And what's interesting is they were going to be, obviously, in that season, literal witnesses. They saw the resurrection and the ascension. But I talked about this last night with my ladies in Bible study. Some witnesses are there because they witnessed what happened. They saw it. But there's some people who are expert witnesses, and they didn't see the crime, but they so know the subject matter. Yeah. Their testimony still holds weight in court. And so even the resurrection and ascension, things that are pivotal to our faith that we didn't see, I'm telling you what we saw. You're expert on Jesus Christ in your life. You are an expert witness. And so if you value your story and you don't see it as optional, which I keep saying, then you will believe that God has equipped you with wherever you are and what you know. And here's what he does. He will bring people across your path that need your story. Yeah. They need what you've been through, and they need your level of expertise. And another thing, every woman is older than somebody. That's exactly. Our middle schoolers are discipling, our high schoolers. Every person needs to feel like, who am I constantly pouring into? So and so at any age, you're older than somebody. Sometimes it's age, sometimes it's just in your journey. Right. And your story is valuable. Right. And so if you believe that this is an imperative, this is how God has chosen to spread the gospel through the earth, then the question is not, should I? The question is, God, how will you equip me to do this? Will you show me the people or the person? Maybe it's family, maybe it's a stranger. Make the provision, show me, your providence, lay it out, and then be willing to say yes. So because we need it. And listen, this is my platform. Corporate discipleship is not the business. Everybody cannot get it from scrollable, repostable. The things that most of the things I need to pour into somebody or I need poured into me, I cannot fit it into something postable.
I hope you enjoyed this video. Subscribe today and you'll never miss a new upload.
And don't forget to check out our Better Together shop. Thanks for being a part of our community.